Hello, hello, everyone. How is everyone? So, this is a new death battle, which is nice. So, let's see. I'm excited, to be honest. Death battle has really been cooking lately. So, let's see what they're up to. Alright, so because it's coming up real soon, it comes in like 30 minutes, so we'll watch the little... Yeah, here we go. To be honest, I don't know much about Blade. I like Buffy, though. I've been watching the show. I like it. I'm going to be spoiled on it. I know. But it's going to be fun. Excited. Not going to lie. Alright. Let me just do a couple things, and then I'll press play. Alright, there we go. Okay. And always a reminder on this channel that this is not a replacement for the video. This is never a replacement. You're going to have to watch it on your own. You have to watch this on your own before you come watching this. Please. This is for, I will be pausing, I'll do all that jazz. Sorry, not sorry, because I'd rather talk about it and have a conversation in the comments than just be a replacement.
They're known by many names. Revenant.
No, not Alucard. You fucked it up the first time.
Vortala. Nosferatu.
Vampires! When the moon is out and the night is young, these undead demons are out for blood.
Fitting then that the greatest foe of those who stalk the night is the one who can walk the day. Blade.
Is that really his costume?
Hang on.
Now there's
There
a
we
man
go.
who doesn't file his taxes. Blade is one of the coolest superheroes ever, and basically kickstarted the comic book movie craze.
And yet, he is also seemingly...
And not really. Not really. He kind of kickstarted comic book movies being taken more seriously. Because earlier, you had, like, the Fantastic Four that got canceled. But you had stuff like... You had, like, Superman and then Batman. Because those did kick off the superhero movie craze. But the problem is, those died because Batman, Robin, Batman Forever, and Superman 4... The Quest for Penis, sucked. But I say it was a mixture of Blade, X-Men, and Spider-Man. Those are the three that kick-started the superhero movie craze. But no one did the more down-to-earth with Blade, though. I liked Blade.
Only one who knows or cares that in the world of Marvel, vampires exist. Seriously, nobody talks about this.
Blade doesn't need anyone's help. He'll just aura farm by himself.
Even Blade's birth was hardcore. Just as the young Eric Brooks' mother was in labor, her attending doctor turned out to be the vampire Deacon Frost.
And he drank her blood right before she gave birth.
This infused Eric with Frost's vampiric blood, turning him half human, half vampire. A Dampier.
Giving him a ton of vampy powers, but none of their weaknesses like garlic, holy water, or sunlight.
Eric would hone these abilities under the tutelage of vampire hunter Jamal Afari, sharpening him into a blade that would reap the vampire plague for good.
Blade is strong and fast enough to toss around 1,000-pound demons and cut bullets out of the air. He can...
Okay, a little context for me though. I don't know much about Blade. I've seen him in Marvel Rivals. I think he's really cool in Marvel Rivals. I've seen Blade 1. I've not seen Blade 2 or Trinity, and I've only seen Blade in the comics a couple times. I've seen him a couple times in the Midnight Suns, and I've seen him during Blood Hunt, which was kind of his thing. The Blood Hunt, but that was about it. That's all I kind of know, so...
Keep up with Wolverine, who can deflect Cyclops' light speed optic blasts, and his...
They are not light speed. I'll say this here. They're not light speed. They are not light constructs. They are kinetic energy. They can be seen, and they're not as fast as you think. Sorry, but that's wrong.
He can keep up with Wolverine, who can deflect Cyclops' light...
At speed of light, Cyclops... I doubt that. I highly doubt that. I doubt this. Because it's not... Because his thing isn't light. His optic blasts are kinetic. Not light-based. Not laser-based. It's kinetic-based. Which doesn't make sense. Then again, it is comics. I could be freaking wrong. But... because this contradicts so many things. Why can Sentinels can sometimes absorb it? Why can Wolverine react to it? Why can this, and this? Like, why can they be blocked? Why can they be dodged from people who can be shot by lasers at speed light? This doesn't make any sense.
Speed optic blasts and his Kevlar DuPont armor helped him take the time of
Count
Count
von
von Stock's
Mine.
castle exploding.
He can heal small wounds immediately and sniff out the supernatural with his hypersenses. Also, his fangs can drain his victims of magical energies.
After studying the ways of Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, Blade became a master martial artist. Ah yes, the Rufus from Street Fighter School of Kung Fu.
While the only martial art he's been stated to know is Krav Maga, we know he's mastered more. So for the full scope of his martial arts ability, we'll examine the Blade movies as performed by Wesley Snipes.
By looking at Snipes' training and choreography, we know Blade uses Kung Fu, Capoeira, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Eskrima, Kickboxing, Shotokan Karate, and Hapkido. Add on Blade's knack for stealthy takedowns, and I guess you could call him Marvel's Batman.
Blade's training progressed smoothly until Afari was attacked and had his blood drained by Dracula. Seriously, Avengers, Dracula is real. Why aren't you doing anything about this?
Oh, I know why. Because he owns his own domain. He technically owns his own domain, making him a political leader, meaning people like Captain America, Hawkeye, and some other characters that are bound by, the law. That's why it's like, why don't they go after Dr. Doom? It's because he's a political person. You can't just invade his land. Yeah, that's why people like Blade exist. So they do shit out above the law. Stuff like people like Blade, Moon Knight, they all do that above the law shit.
He's right there!
Forced to
There's
murk
nothing
his
they
surrogate
can
dad,
do about
Blade
it.
would have to
They
wage his war
politically
alone.
can't.
Nursing a wound within him that would never heal. A hole that could never be filled.
If anyone comes out and says, but Captain America is not okay, X-Men comics. I read a lot of X-Men comics. So I could be wrong, but there's a lot of things Captain America does in the X-Men comics that just say, I'm just gonna I have to be in the law in order to do this is just stupid, but whatever. But that could be a reason. Or it could just be comic books being comic books and them being stupid.
Not with that attitude, Blade took a page out of the Book of Boomstick and tried filling that hole with every kind of weapon imaginable. He's got so many, they're his apartment decorations.
Handguns, assault rifles, and explosives make up the brunt of his firepower. And he enjoys getting up close and personal with his dual acid-etched titanium katanas.
Speaking of glorious Nippon steel, he's got a sword made out of adamantium.
Specifically, secondary adamantium, a variant of the metal that is mass-producible.
It may not be quite as strong as Cap's shield, but it can cut right through heavy hitters like Ultron and the Hulk.
I actually wanted to upgrade a lot of my existing tech to secondary adamantium, but I ran out after using it all up on Mechagoose.
You what? Couldn't have even given me an O.
Alright. Interesting. Okay, to be fair with the Cyclops thing, they could they just might be just taking what the comic book says into consideration. I could just be stupid. That's fair. I could just be stupid. I could just be there could be like a issue of X-Men, Uncanny X-Men number 6419 that I've never read. That reads that it is 100% the speed of light, blah blah blah, and fucking I don't know, Miles Morales could destroy the planet. I guess I don't know.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
For thousands of years, a new Slayer would be granted incredible powers and was destined to die young in battle against evil, passing their powers on to the next Slayer, and the next, and so on. That is, until the newest Slayer would change everything. Buffy Ann Summers.
Not exactly the first girl you'd think is the savior of humanity. Buffy's only goals in life were, in her own words, graduate from high school, go to Europe, marry Christian Slater, and die.
But that would all change when the Watcher Merrick appeared and revealed her destiny.
Like, total bummer.
Merrick trained Buffy in the arts of vampire slaying, and she became so efficient that she burned down her school. Whoops.
Forcing her and her mom to move to Sunnydale, California to start a new life, far away from any more bloodsuckers and bad makeup.
Unfortunately, small problem, Sunnydale just so happened to be right on top of a hellmouth, where the boundary between Earth and Hell is permeable.
Yeah, that sounds like the Valley, alright. Along with new Watcher Giles, Wallflower Willow, part-time bad boy, part-time sad boy Angel, magical retcon sister Dawn, and... Xander.
He gets a Comic Sans, though he doesn't get a cool title
Buffy and
card.
her Scooby Gang would battle a never-ending series of monsters.
And we mean truly never-ending. Sure, there's the TV show, but Buffy has also been slaying vampires across video games, comics, and 128 novels. Tens of thousands of pages of Buffy lore you've never heard of.
But we're just crazy enough to speed read them all.
Buffy carries a variety of anti-vampire weaponry. There's wooden stakes, of course, sometimes dipped in Gorgon venom that can turn you to stone. Though she's also experienced with axes, swords, quarterstaffs, holy water, just about anything.
Gorgon
Said
blood.
it, when she fought an ancient
That's
demon
actually... I didn't know that.
able to be killed by any weapon forged in his time, Buffy introduced his stupid ass to the 20th century.
She's also a master of Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, karate, kung fu, wushu, tai chi, kendo, capoeira, and taekwondo.
Buffy apparently thinks Hong Kong's kung fu movie masters could learn a thing or two.
No kidding. Thanks to her Slayer senses, her reflexes are fine-tuned enough to dodge close-range Gatling gun fire, lightning bolts from the sky,
Yeah, but
and
that's not
even
gonna
beams of
beat
light.
the
She's
Blade
teamed up with another
light
Slayer,
speed
Faith,
shit.
who can dodge laser beams from point-blank range.
Never mind.
Buffy's strong enough to bend
Never mind.
rebar, punch this 4.5-ton bat monster into the air, and smash hard enough to tear apart a building.
And despite her lack of armor, she can survive massive explosions, like the one that destroyed Cephrilion's lair that's bigger on the inside.
She can even fight blindfolded, but if she is injured, she heals fast enough to be totally fine by the next episode.
One time, Angel sucked out almost all of the blood from her body, and she survived. Doubly impressive since Angel's blood draining also drains magical energy.
Yeah, Buffy's own magic makes her weirdly resilient to esoteric attacks, like when she expelled this misty shadow demon trying to possess her body, or when she resisted her soul being ripped apart and scattered across time.
Or that time she jumped into a vat of boiling liquid so hot it could reduce people to skeletons, and she was just fine.
I do not remember her being tougher than the goddamn Terminator in the show. Man, this series is crazy.
And influential. There are college courses on Buffy studies that cover how much it changed television. I took one in undergrad.
Oh,
Fascinating. Okay. Well, I didn't know any of that. Okay. Okay. Alright, 13 minutes. So. Next time on Death Row. Oh yeah, I forgot it's gonna be live action. That's cool. I'm excited though. It's been so long since we got a live action death battle. That's today. Oh my god, who would have thought? Alright. So I won't lie, I think Buffy might win. Okay? It might be just me not knowing a lot about Blade and me just watching a couple seasons of Buffy. Just like 2. So I have more context around Buffy out of anyone. So I could be wrong, but it seems like she's broken. Not gonna lie, it seems like she's just a little busted because her healing seems to be really strong. Alright. So while we wait, enjoy this bouncing DVD logo. Oh, come on. Okay, that's stupid. Alright. Okay, I'll be right back. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna turn on some background music for you. Sorry about that. Seven minutes. Alright. So, how is everybody today? Something tells me they're about to raise the stakes with this one. Either Blade and Buffy would be the greatest rivals or best buddies. Blade fan. Let's go Blade, rooting for Blade, betting Blade. Expeditions, Gru versus Megamind. Okay. If Blade loses, we Blade fans have to be the mofos to try to ice skate uphill. Damn, reading the massive credits list and the description really puts in perspective how much does into these live action episodes, especially why we don't get them that often. Not even the normal animated fights don't take a ton of work. They absolutely do, and damn respect to everyone involved. Wait, the credits list? Let me see the credits. Alright. Alright. Okay, so we have episode editor, lead research team. First off, always respect the research team because I know damn well how much shit I give Death Battle. It takes a lot of time, and there's usually a lot of fucking shit you have to read in order to understand who might win. So, 100%, and I don't want to single any of you guys out. Respect to you guys. Okay. Okay. Holy shit. That is... You're not kidding. This... Oh my god. Holy hell. Okay, you got a director, a producer, associate producer's first ad, second ad, script supervisor. Wow. I'm impressed. Wow. Extras. Of course, Ben had to be there. Okay. Battle theme was in Boomstick, Neon Ash. What does this sound like? How much time do we have? We have 5 minutes, it's fine. Neon Ash. Let's react to the music. That is Pokemon. Thank you. Don't. That's not what I want. Because the songs usually go really hard. Fiction. It ain't here. Give me it. I want to listen to the soundtrack. Come on, dude. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. We'll listen to it later. There was a poll a long time ago. Let me see it. There's a poll that I was really heated on a while ago. I don't remember. It was Jay versus someone. Can I see who it was again? Because Jay is actually really busted. See, a year ago. It's probably 2 years ago, actually. Yeah, Makoto would win. Sorry, Tifa fans. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. You're wrong. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. You're wrong about that one. I bet not Ronald McDonald winning that one. The Mandalorian. I bet the Mandalorian because of his rifle. Wesker. I don't know Takia, so I don't even know Wesker. It's SpongeBob, dude. It's Simon. No. Fuck no. What the fuck is Goku gonna do? Simon is 7,000 parallel universes ahead of him. I bet Sonic would win. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Goku would win. Sorry. Galvatron. I guess I'm in the wrong, but I think Galvatron would win that. The Pokemon, because fuck League of Legends. Bardock. Bardock should have won that. Scorpion. I've never played Sekiro. Lucia. Skeletor. I just like Skeletor more than Zed. Sorry. Zed fans, I know you exist. Sorry. Jack Skellington. Yeah, I don't know who. I know who the Wild Hunt is. I know who the Nazgul is. I just haven't played The Witcher and I've not read enough for, so I'll say the Nazgul. Okay, about this fight though. I think Megatron had it up to Golden Frieza. Anyway, it's almost time, so I couldn't find it. I want it now. I want it now. How much longer? How many more seconds does it need? How many more? How many more? How many more seconds do you need? Just, I want it now! I want Buffy to win. It's 1 p.m! Give it to me! Okay, here we go. Alright, here it comes. Any second now. Okay. Give it to me now. I want it now. So, I got a wizard suit. Like, I got like the blue stars all over it, and I have a wizard sword and a wizard wand. Not a wand, a staff. Like, but it's more like a cane. Like, it's like the size of my leg. It's a cane. I got it from Spirit Halloween. It looks really nice. Like, it has a ball inside with a bunch of sparkly stuff. Cool looking. It's cool. Twelve, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Blade versus Buffy.
The Daywalker versus the Vampire Slayer.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. They are known by many names. Revenant, Vortala, Nosferatu.
Vampires.
Spooky.
When the moon is out and the night is young, these undead demons are out for blood.
Fitting then that the greatest foe of those who stalk the night is the one who can walk the day, Blade.
Is that really his costume?
Hang on.
Now there's a man who doesn't file his taxes. Blade is one of the coolest superheroes ever, and basically
No
started
hero.
the comic book movie
I think you'll be the
craze.
first to say
Yet,
he's not
he
really
is
a
also
hero.
Seemingly the only one who knows or cares that in the world of Marvel, vampires exist. Seriously, nobody talks
Most
about
people
this.
know
Blade
vampires
doesn't need anyone's
exist.
help.
I mean,
He'll
heroes
just
at
forest
least.
farm by himself.
Actually,
Even
now I think about it,
Blade's
not real.
birth
Well,
was
now
murdered.
they do after Blood
Just
Hunt.
as the young
Everyone
Eric,
knows
whose
after
mother
Blood
was in
Hunt.
labor, her attending doctor turned
Make the
out
new
to
movie,
be a
Marvel.
vampire,
So
Deacon
true.
Frost.
And he drank her blood right before she gave birth.
This infused Eric with Frost's vampiric blood, turning him
He's
half human,
200
half
pounds?
vampire.
Wow,
A damn
didn't know
hero.
that.
Giving him a ton of vampy powers, but none of their weaknesses like garlic, holy water, or sunlight.
Eric would hone these abilities under the tutelage of vampire hunter Jamal Afari, sharpening him into a blade that would reap the vampire plague for good.
Blade is strong and fast
My mom
enough to
loves
toss around
Blade.
1,000
She reads
pound
the
demons
comics.
and cut bullets out of the
She
air. He can
wa-
keep
she
up
watched
with
all the
Wolverine,
movies.
who
She
can
loves
deflect
everything
Cyclops'
Blade.
light speed optic blasts, and his Kevlar DuPont armor helped him take the top of Count von Stadt's castle exploding.
He can heal small wounds immediately and sniff out the supernatural with his hypersenses. Also, his fangs can drain his victims of magical energies.
After studying the ways of Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, Blade became a master martial artist. Ah yes, the Rufus from Street Fighter School of Kung Fu.
While the only martial
Alright, 1 second. So, blood-sucking fangs, magical energy siphoning, hypersenses, immortality. I think it's the lower tier immortality, meaning he just straight up cannot die. Like, it's just, you cannot die of old age. Regeneration, shapeshifting, berserk mode. What's that? Martial arts.
part he's been stated to know is Krav Maga, we know he's mastered more. So for the full scope of his martial arts ability, we'll examine the Blade movies as performed by Wesley Snipes.
By looking at Snipes' training and choreography, we know Blade uses Kung Fu, Capoeira, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Eskrima, Kickboxing, Shotokan Karate, and Hapkido. Add on Blade's knack for stealthy takedowns, and I guess you could call him Marvel's Batman.
Blade's training progressed smoothly until Afari was attacked and had his blood drained by Dracula. Seriously, Avengers, Dracula is real. Why aren't you doing anything about this? He's
it's
right there.
complicated.
Forced to murk his surrogate dad, Blade would have to wage his war alone.
Nursing a wound within him that would never heal. A hole that could never be filled.
Not with that attitude. Blade took a page out of the Book of Boomstick and tried filling that hole with every kind of weapon imaginable.
Hell yeah.
He's got so many, they're his apartment decorations.
Handguns, assault rifles, and explosives make up the brunt of his firepower. And he enjoys getting up close and personal with his dual acid-etched titanium katanas.
Speaking of glorious Nippon steel, he's got a sword made out of adamantium.
Specifically, secondary adamantium. a variant of the metal that is mass producible.
It might not be quite as strong as Cap's shield, but it can cut right through heavy hitters like Ultron and the Hulk.
Naturally, Blade has even more swords. His Atlantean ones can slice through magical enchantments. The Word Sword can harm intangible demons, and the Justiciar can slay fallen angels.
Yeah, he's got some weird stuff he can pull out of his ass, like a Hellfire shotgun that burns your soul, or hypodermic needles filled with vampire blood. Seems kinda dumb to turn people into vampires, but it does make them more vulnerable to Blade's arsenal.
All that pales in comparison to the arch weapon of hell in Blade's possession, the breathing gun. It is...
Isn't that just a fucking Luger? No, it's more of
a living
different
firearm
one,
that hisses in the presence of demonic forces. Its sentient bullets chase its victims down. The wounds they cause cannot be healed. And if they get lodged in your body, they'll slowly devour you from the inside out. They can even...
The same fight where their breathing arm harmed him, Cosmic Ghost Rider defeated attacks from Captain Marvel could not. Well, then again, Cosmic Ghost Rider is one of the strongest Marvel characters ever. In defense, he literally is the Sun Wukong of the Marvel Universe. Just keeps gaining different ways to come back from dead. He has the Phoenix Force. He has the Power Cosmic. He has a lot. He has his chains are literally made of freaking Ceterax's bones. So I do think using Cosmic Ghost Rider as anyone is a poor example.
And even greater threats like the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Blade took
but he survives it because he can't literally die harder.
He's battled hordes of vampires while skydiving, infiltrated the Pentagon, and even took on Spider-Man like Miles Morales, who could absorb the energy of a bomb that could destroy Harlem. Blade's even bested the Spirit of Vengeance, Zarathos.
And while he occasionally allied with teams like the Avengers...
I read that. First off, he has a sword that harmed Zarathos at one of his, during one of his weaker years. Well, yeah, not really weaker, not even his prime. It's more of his, when he first became more popular during the 90s, more like the 2000s. He didn't really, okay, I will say he did defeat him, but out of a technicality, because he had a sword that could literally immobile him. So in my opinion, I wouldn't consider that a full-on win, because he did literally have the exact counter, and not really out of strength, speed, outsmarting. Well, he kind of outsmarted him, but still. It's like saying I defeated Superman by just showing him kryptonite. I did not punch him. I did not beat him. I just showed him kryptonite, and he went down. That's what I consider it. It's not a full victory. It's not like Lex Luthor putting his suit on with a Kryptonian ring and boxed him down. No, he kind of just stabbed him.
He prefers to work alone.
I probably would too if they only cared about me when I was helping them and not ridding the world of, vampires.
That, and Blade is scared of what he might do if he loses control, because he does have one classic vampire weakness, a thirst for blood. Blah.
Even more so after he had a daughter, Brielle, whom he avoided for fear of endangering her. If his bloodlust does overwhelm him, he will enter a berserker rage, skyrocketing his strength at the cost of his sanity.
Though it does make him even better at killing vamps. He's made a cottage industry out of whooping Dracula's ass.
Dracula is unsurprisingly powerful, capable of summoning a thunderstorm that covered all of Boston with a wave of his hand.
Drac apparently didn't hold a grudge though, since he eventually made Blade the sheriff of Vampirsk, a vampire nation in the ruins of Chernobyl.
Amazingly, Dracula has even given Blade some of his own blood, which allows him to shapeshift into multiple forms, like a wolf, a horde of bats, or a cloud of mist.
So he can force his way inside your body and blow you up from the inside out, Ant-Man style.
What is with you with the Ant-Man? Blade's hatred of vampires is only matched by his hatred of himself. However, when Brielle showed signs of vampiric powers, Blade finally found a reason to reconnect with his daughter, training her the same way Afari trained him a century prior.
Even after Blade was possessed by the first vampire ever and tried to take over the planet, Brielle put her dad's teachings to the test. saving both him and the world.
And proving that Blade's lonely war need not be so lonely anymore. With his daughter at his side, and also this plant creature pet called Boy Thing, let Marvel's vampires beware.
Yeah, it's
for
a piece
should
of
they
man thing, I'm
indulge
pretty
their
sure.
unnatural urges, they will be sure to meet their end at the tip of his blade.
He's adorable.
Today's battle is sponsored by Prize Picks.
You know what's awesome? Being right, especially
Miss to get
in lineup. In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
For thousands of years, a new Slayer would be granted incredible powers and was destined to die young in battle against evil.
I will say, though, about the Blade analysis, it's interesting. I did not know a lot of things. I mean, knew a couple things, him defeating, like, 2 Ghost Riders, but I will say the Cosmic Ghost Rider one makes sense, and he did beat Cosmic Ghost Rider with that gun. But to be fair, Cosmic Ghost Rider could not die, but I will say that's 100% fair. He did beat him, because Cosmic Ghost Rider's intelligence is lower than mine. Outsmarted and pretty much outgunned him. Then Xanathos, and then not really. But everything else, interesting. I did not know a lot of that.
Their powers on to the next Slayer, and the next, and so on. That is, until the newest Slayer would change everything. Buffy and Summers.
Not exactly the first girl you'd think is the savior of humanity. Buffy's only goals in life were, in her own words, graduate from high school, go to Europe, marry Christian Slater, and die.
But that would all change when the Watcher Merrick appeared and revealed her destiny.
Like, total bummer.
Merrick trained Buffy in the arts of vampire slang, and she became so efficient that she burned down her school. Whoops.
Forcing her and her mom to move to Sunnydale, California to start a new life, far away from any more bloodsuckers and bad makeup.
Unfortunately, small problem, Sunnydale just so happened to be right on top of a hellmouth, where the boundary between Earth and Hell is permeable.
Yeah, that sounds like the valley, alright. Along with new Watcher Giles, Wallflower Willow, part-time bad boy, part-time sad boy Angel, magical retcon sister Dawn, and... Xander. Buffy and her Scooby Gang would battle a never-ending series of monsters.
And we mean truly never-ending. Sure, there's the TV show, but Buffy has also been slaying vampires across video games, comics, and 128 novels. Tens of thousands of pages of Buffy lore you've never heard of.
But we're just crazy enough to speed read them all.
Buffy carries a variety of anti-vampire weaponry. There's wooden stakes, of course, sometimes dipped in Gorgon venom that can turn you to stone. Though she's also experienced with axes, swords, quarterstaffs, holy wall,
Crossbow, knives and stakes, Morning Star, grenades, flamethrower, rocket launcher, hellfire launcher, hope's dagger, Olaf's hammer, razor blades. Okay.
or just about anything.
You said it! When she fought an ancient demon unable to be killed by any weapon forged in his time,
She
Buffy
might have,
introduced
like, the
his
Gorgon
stupid ass to
venom
the 20th
sounds really
century.
strong.
She's also a master of
But
Aikido,
that
judo,
gun,
jiu-jitsu,
that
boxing,
gun
kickboxing,
Blade has.
wrestling, karate, kung fu, wushu, tai chi, kendo, capoeira, and taekwondo.
Buffy apparently thinks Hong Kong's kung fu movie masters
But
could learn a
it
thing
sounds
or
like
two.
her
kidding.
reaction
Thanks
time
to her
is
slayer
faster
senses,
than
her
Blade's.
reflexes are fine-tuned
For
enough
her
to
to,
dodge
like,
close-range Gatling gun
dodge
fire,
it,
lightning
because
bolts
she
from the sky,
dodged
and
point
even beams of
blank
light.
laser
She's kept
fire,
up with another
so-
Slayer, Faith, who can dodge laser beams from point-blank range.
Unlike
Buffy's
Blade,
strong
who
enough to
could
bend
do it a little
rebar,
farther,
punch this
could do it a little
4.5
farther
ton
away.
fat monster into the air, and smash hard enough to tear apart a building.
And despite her lack of armor, she can survive massive explosions, like the one that destroyed Cephalian's lair that's bigger on the inside.
She can even fight blindfolded, but if she is injured, she heals fast enough to be
Seems
totally
like
fine
her
by the next
healing
episode.
One time,
and
Angel
durability
sucked
is
out
stronger
almost
than
all of
Blade's.
the blood from her body, and she survived. Doubly impressive since Angel's blood draining also drains magical energy.
Yeah, Buffy's own magic makes her weirdly...
Alright, ability is accelerated healing, heightened senses, martial arts, and weapons expertise. There's Slayer mode, hypnosis, resistance to hypnosis, mind control.
Brazilian
into esoteric attacks,
Okay.
like when she expelled this
Some
misty
things
shadow
are not
demon
even
trying to
useful here.
possess her body, or when she resisted her soul being ripped apart and scattered across time.
Or that time she jumped into a vat of boiling liquid so hot it could reduce people to skeletons, and she was just fine.
She might not show physical scars, but she sure has emotional ones. Being the Slayer put a huge burden on Buffy's life.
Unable to live normally, she felt isolated, forced to internalize the trauma she faced on a daily basis. Sure, she had friends, but they couldn't understand her unique struggle.
Like when Angel turned evil after he took her virginity and tried to destroy the world. That must be one of those metaphors.
Sometimes the worst enemies are the ones you can't fight, and who don't fight back.
Made even worse by her having all the memories of the other Slayers bouncing around in her head, dating back to the Stone Age.
Buffy has dreamt of every battle a Slayer has ever fought, and can call upon those skills in a fight, even subconsciously.
But this includes
So
the
she
memories
has
of
the
their
experience,
deaths,
basically.
countless women violently dying young, a reminder of her inevitable fate.
A fate that came to pass when she fought the Hell God Glory. After leaping into Glory's reality-ending interdimensional hole,
A glory hole, if you will.
Buffy sacrificed
Thank you,
herself
Boomstick.
to
I was about to
save
make the
the
joke.
universe, dying a hero's death.
It appears my glory hole joke was poorly timed.
Finally freed of her unfair earthly responsibilities, Buffy's soul ascended to heaven in perfect bliss. Until her friends brought her back to life in the agony of existence! This absolutely crushed Buffy, and ironically, annihilated her will to live.
Oh, that's rough, Buffy. But with the show renewed for more seasons, she had to nut up and continue her endless crusade against all things Spirit Halloween.
Buffy's battle for 48 hours straight defeated vampires immune to traditional vampiric weaknesses and destroyed the Sword of Sano, which caused the Great Hanshin earthquake.
And of course, both Buffy and her friends have defeated countless immensely
She have one day to
powerful demons.
Like the Queller Demon, which arrived as a meteor and caused the Tunguska explosion, which destroyed over 2,000 square kilometers of forest. Or the Sorrow Demon, which caused a storm that blanketed Los Angeles.
She's also a match for Angel, who survived a blast that could rupture a continental shelf and took hits from Whistler, whose magic contained a bomb that could vaporize London.
She even faced off against the First Evil, literally the embodiment of all evil that predates reality itself.
Forced into battles against stronger and stronger baddies, Buffy clearly needed something to even the odds. The, Slayer Safe!
It's actually a Bardiche,
Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna say it. This thing is bullshit.
containing the essence of Buffy's Slayer powers and
counterpart to Excalibur, forged to kill old ones. Gets Slayer powers, cuts through magic, space, and ghosts. Power absorption, reflection, distribution, magical wards against theft, and power removal. This scythe contains a child with Willow in the... What the fuck? Don't ask! I have several questions.
created to defeat ancient demons. The scythe can deflect magical projectiles and slice
Out
through
of
just
Willow
about
and-
anything.
I have
Ghosts,
several
magic,
questions.
even space itself, destabilizing reality in the process.
Even Silas, the devourer of worlds. Kinda like
Okay,
Galactus,
Galactus.
but instead of jumping on planets, he eats the multiverse. And there goes his head.
The scythe is easily the most powerful tool in her arsenal. In effect, attaining it completed Buffy, as though it were a piece of her she never knew was missing. With the scythe, Buffy was finally whole. Being the Slayer was no longer a burden, but a purpose.
And by sharing her Slayer powers with thousands of girls around the world, they all teamed up and kicked the first evil's ass.
Suddenly, the always isolated Buffy had thousands of shoulders to lean on, a sisterhood of Slayers.
And thousands more reasons for any wannabe demon conqueror to stay away from Earth. Because unless you want to get your blood all over her stylish yet affordable boots, you'll steer clear of Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
Hey, Ash,
Okay, two things. According to both analyses, in my opinion, okay, I'm thinking, so they held, it feels like they held off on Blade. And they were just talking about the, how out his backstory. That's how it feels like. And they gave Buffy everything. So, two things. First, this could be a Joker versus Giorno, where they just yap. The one who doesn't talk about the feats the least wins, eyeing Blade. Or it could just be a usual situation where it could just be like Buffy because durability or whatever. But that Gorgon venom is really making me think, could that nullify Blade? Because if you just stab him, turn him to stone, and boom, gone. Be gone, bot. Yeah, so that's just what I think, right?
You know, it's Skeletober.
You mean October?
No, it's
Stupid,
Skeletober.
it's the Skeletober Skelebration.
I don't get it.
Come on, don't you watch Death Battle Cast? And for the first time ever, we've got Skeletober merch on the Death Battle store.
Wait, isn't that just Skeletor?
Skeletober? Yeah, look at that hat. Oh, I'm putting those stickers on everything. Wait, is that a pillow? We sell pillows now? Hell yeah, I'll take 7.
You can find all that and more, including our limited desk mats that are selling pretty quick, at www.deathbattle.gg. That's www.deathbattle.gg.
Happy Skeletober!
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a live-action death battle!
Hell yeah. Alright, here we go. This reminds me of Blade 1.
We were kings, long before they had a name for kings. But now, starved, hunted, forgotten. You have waited long enough. Tonight, we remember who you were. Tonight, we take back what was always ours. Tonight, we feast.
Daywalker.
And she is just the start.
Oh, hell yeah. The DJ. I wanted more of the DJ. That was so cool. It's a looper.
Just a kid.
Not anymore.
Oh, this looks so good, dude.
You out your damn mind?
Oh, dude.
Amateur hour.
There's always some motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill.
Oh. Oh.
Another sword.
I see you cut through adamantium.
Bring it on.
Oh. Oh. Is Buffy gonna win this one? Oh. Oh. Did I fucking call it? I think I called it. Let's go, dude!
yourself.
Let's go.
Blade tenued no longer. I'm surprised. I figured with Blade's
Okay. I called it. I've been calling it lately. Okay, I called did not react to it, but I called Hulk versus Godzilla. I called Deku versus Spider-Man. I've called a lot. So, I'm happy about myself. I'm happy. This is probably my most blind reaction, as much because I don't know much about these characters, but I called it. I called it. So let's go.
20 years of comic book history, he'd have the edge.
Believe it or not, Buffy is actually in more comics than Blade.
Really?
Damn.
Man, Blade can't catch a break.
Let's break this down
Yeah.
into 4 categories. First up, stats. Buffy's lifted much heavier things and survived more significant explosions.
Like, sure, Blade's strong and all, but he isn't literally fucking buildings apart like Buffy.
Scaling to the monsters they fought.
That's what I was
Compare
thinking.
Dracula creating a storm
'Cause
that covered
she
Boston
she
to the
defeated the
Sorrow
essence
Demon
of
creating a
evil.
storm that covered Los Angeles, a city over 5 times larger. You might be able to compare Blade to Spider-Man like Miles, who absorbed a bomb that could blow up Harlem, but that's significantly weaker than Whistler
Yeah.
containing a blast that could wipe out London.
That's what I was
They could
thinking.
both dodge light beams, but that doesn't keep Buffy from taking the overall
But
edge.
Buffy, well, when it comes to speed, I think Buffy would have it because point blank laser fire is different between, just straight up blocking it. Because Blade's reaction time is similar to Wolverine, and according to that one panel you guys are showing me, that I think is kind of wrong, but whatever. That laser fire, is technically speaking. Let me think. Let's see here. It's kind of far if I remember that comic correctly. I could be wrong because I might be thinking of a different one. I think I may be thinking of a different one. Blade scales to Cyclops and Daredevil, who are stated to react in nanoseconds, while Buffy scales to Oz, who's stated to micromilliseconds. Those things are likely hyperbolic. Yes, that's what I was talking about. And would be equal to each other regardless. But I still think Buffy's faster because reacting to point-blank gunfire is different, in my opinion, from just blocking it.
Edge in stats.
Blade's used to being the odd man out, though, so his versatility is just as important.
With Blade's numerous powers,
yeah, I
and
think
massive
Blade
arsenal,
has the
he certainly
versatility
could have
option here.
overwhelmed the more straightforward Buffy.
Machine guns and magic swords are generally gonna beat out crossbows and morning stars. Not to
Yeah.
mention, he actually wears armor.
Also, Blade's faster healing factor and immunity to traditional vampire weaknesses kept Buffy on the back foot for a time. Blade wins versatility.
But when it comes to skill, Buffy's got plenty of experience
Yeah.
fighting armed opponents barehanded.
Both of them
She
were
has the
masters of a similar number of martial
she
arts.
technically,
And
because
Blade
all the
has been kicking
Slayers
vampire
throughout
ass for a
history,
century, way longer
has
than Buffy's even been
technically
alive.
more
While Blade may have more
experience than
personal
Blade.
experience, Buffy's ability to draw on Slayer battles dating back to the Stone Age, at least
Yeah,
40
that's
times
what I was
older than
thinking.
Blade, gives her the superior skill. Even then, they both
While
have
Blade knows of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and according to Midnight Suns' his favorite show, let's be real, he hasn't read the novels.
weapons and abilities so powerful they could end the fight instantly, regardless of all else.
They're trump cards. Fortunately for Buffy, she actually countered almost all of what Blade could throw at her.
Withstanding Blade draining her energy with his bite? Check.
Resisting the Hellfire shotgun destroying her soul? Check.
Preventing Blade turning to mist and exploding her from the
I don't
inside
know about
out?
that one.
Check.
How Hellfire works in the Marvel Universe is really weird. Because lately, and when I mean lately, I mean like past 90s, 2000s, Hellfire has gotten weaker because how strong it is, so they have to nerf it. And I am going to be making a video about Ghost Rider and the literal idea of Hellfire in general. So watch that one out because that'll be my first edited video in years. Okay, so Hellfire, how it works. It destroys the soul no matter what. No matter what type of immortality you have, as long as your soul, it will destroy your soul no matter what, unless stated otherwise by the one above all himself, such as angels, like Saint Michael. Saint Michael is immune to it. So, I don't think shattering is different from destroying. Shattering is like your souls, and just take a piece of glass, for example. You break it, it's all there. It's all boom. It's all a bunch of pieces. Technically speaking, if you glued all those pieces together, it's back into its own thing, its own window. But destroying, in the Marvel Universe sense, it's gone. It's straight up gone. The whole pane of glass is gone. That's destroying. That's what they mean in the Marvel Universe. Destroying a soul means it's gone. It's never coming back. The only ones who could are theoretically. But theoretically, if you don't have a soul, it wouldn't work. And if you have an immortal soul destined by, like, the one above all, like Saint Michael, and other angels, like Angela, I think, although she's technically a half angel, but I would still think that's enough. So I think only half of her would be destroyed, but enough to regenerate. So I think that people like that would be immune to it. So that always depends on who's the writer, usually.
Meanwhile, Blade
Is it
had
someone
no
who
way
knows
to
the Marvel
survive,
Universe,
save
or is it
Buffy's
someone who
forming
knows?
venom turning him to stone?
Yeah.
Even with the deadly and just plain gross breathing gun, Blade did not have anything as potent as the Slayer Sight. It could easily deflect the breathing gun's bullets back at him, or use its space-cutting ability to slice through his unbreakable adamantium sword.
Don't
Yeah, that's what I was
believe us?
thinking.
Even Wolverine's adamantium skeleton was cut in half when a portal closed on top of him. That's the same kind of thing.
And Wolverine's beta adamantium skeleton is a much tougher version of the same metal.
Oh, and since the Scythe could kill Silas, a multiverse devouring god, I think you could take down Blade with a big enough swing.
Giving Buffy the final advantage over the Daywalker.
Really thought Blade had a chance, but Buffy sure put a damn fear on things.
The winner is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Next time on
What's the
Death
next
Battle.
one? Ooh. It's Dante versus. Who?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battles. Thanks for watching.
I probably won't be covering that one. Sorry. I love characters like Dante, but I'm not that big of a fan. So I'll just say Dante could win because I have never played Final Fantasy in my life. It's on my Steam. I'm planning to. So, but thanks for joining. It was fun. I called it again. Let's go. I am awesome. Alright. See ya and bye.